Hey, what's going on? Welcome to another video. How are you doing during the lockdown? I hope everything's fine. Let me know in the comments. I'm actually really sad because due to the pandemic, I can travel around the world like I used to. That's why I came up with a great idea. What do you think if you come with me to travel around the world and visit some English-speaking countries? So, grab your bags because we're going to have so much fun.
Finally, we arrived to Dublin, the capital of Ireland. I can't wait to see the city. Fortunately, I saw a lot of videos about Irish expressions when we were on the plane.
I can't wait to get to the hotel. I'm so hungry. I hope there are eggs with bacon, or rather say, eggs with rashers. That's the form to name bacon in Gaelic. I know some expressions cause my uncle is an Irishman.
That's so interesting. You're right, I'm hungry too. I can't wait. What are we going to do next of breakfast? Then the ball is in your court, you decide.
I don't know. Ireland is an incredible country. We could go see a match of rugby. I heard today's play the national team. Oh, I got it. What about a grand jar of beer in a traditional Irish bar?
That sounds really good. Justly, our bus arrives.
Hi, Fer. Australia is a lovely place to visit, don't you think so?
Definitely, Mao. And did you know that there are more kangaroos than people in Australia?
Really? No, I had no idea.
Yes, there are more than 40 million kangaroos here.
Did you know that Mandarin was spoken in Australia before the colonization?
Whoa, no idea. I always thought that only English was spoken here.
So then, Punjabi was spoken too together with Mandarin. And that's why the Australian people have a different English accent when they speak.
And why is Canberra the capital city of Australia?
It is because Sydney and Melbourne couldn't agree which city would be the capital. So they finally built a new city in between them. Did you know that another of Australia's most important touristic spot is the Great Barrier Reef?
Well, I sort of had an idea.
Yes, there are 2,900 corals in one section of the ocean.
And did you know that there are rather deadly animals and insects in Australia that can cause you death in a matter of minutes or seconds?
How come?
Yes, imagine that one example is the Sydney spider, which walks around freely in the city. And you can also find its web around public areas, and you'd be surprised of the size of those webs. And tell me, Mao, why is Australia an Anglophone country?
Because the English ships arrived here and colonized Australia.
Whoa, so interesting information, Mao. Thanks. Let's go back.
Let's go.
Hi. How English became the official language of Canada?
Oh, that is a good question. Let me explain you. Canada's two colonizing people are the French and the British. They control land and built colonies alongside indigenous peoples who had been living there for a millennia. They had two different languages and cultures. The French spoke French, practiced Catholicism, and had their own legal system. The British spoke English, practiced Protestantism, and followed the common law system.
The French colonized Canada first. However, the British took over all French colonies in the Maritimes and Quebec through different wars. And I read that the first Official Languages Act purpose wasn't ensure that every Canadian spoke both of English and French.
Yes, actually, following that, the federal government enacted many laws to preserve both languages. The Official Languages Act is the federal statute that made English and French the official languages of Canada.
The act was passed on the recommendation of the Royal Commissions of Bilingualism and Biculturalism established by Prime Minister Lester B. Pearson and came into force on September 7 in 1969. It created the Office of the Commissioner of Official Languages, which oversees its implementation.
Oh yeah, I remember that nowadays English and French are a fundamental characteristic of the Canadian identity. English and French both have equal status, right, and privilege as to their use in all institutions of the Parliament and Government of Canada.
Yes, that is correct.
Hi, Alma. We're in Jamaica, and this is a fabulous English-speaking country, don't you think so?
Yeah, certainly it is. Just look at the surroundings.
Hey, by the way, did you know that Jamaica has the most churches per square mile?
Yes, according to the National Library of Jamaica, there are approximately 2.75 churches per square mile, and there are also churches in people's backyards. It's a rather Christian country. Did you know that Jamaica was once a Spanish-speaking country?
Oh, really? Well, let me check. Oh, that's true. From 1509 to 1655, Jamaica was under Spanish rule. The capital was Villa de Vega, which was called Spanish Town by the English.
Yeah, and did you know that Queen Elizabeth is the current Queen of Jamaica?
Oh, really? I didn't know that. I just knew that Queen Elizabeth was the current Queen of England.
Yeah.
Did you know that Jamaica has the fastest runners on Earth?
Yes, I've heard of some really fast runners such as Usain Bolt and Johan Blake. The most scientific explanation is the identification of a speed gene in Jamaican sprinters because of the ancestor they came from, and that's what makes certain leg muscles twitch faster.
Did you know that the ackee is the national fruit of Jamaica?
Oh, no idea.
It is a really tall tree up to 12 meters and very leafy that produces yellow fruits. It was brought from West Africa in the 18th century.
Well, we have learned some interesting things about Jamaica.
Certainly we did.
Bye, see you later.
Goodbye.
Hey, Joshua.
Hey.
You look a little sad.
Yes, I am.
Why are you sad?
Because last year I planned to visit the United States, but now my trip was cancelled.
No. Talking about trips, I really want to go to New Zealand. Why would you like to go there? I think it's so beautiful, and they have some interesting traditions and costumes.
And what's the language? It's English, right?
Yes, it is.
Oh, I suppose they have a different accent, right?
Yes, they have. It's called New Zealand, and New Zealand was known there.
And what about the vocabulary?
Well, they have some expressions and some words are just written in a different way.
Oh, I knew too, like cooking and biscuit or flat on apartment.
And do you know some of the expressions that people use there?
Yes, there is one, karkarit, that means something or someone dies.
Oh, I really want to go visit New Zealand.
Me too.
Then we should go there all together.
Yes.
Year.
Welcome to South Africa. At the same time, we learned some things. Did you know that South Africa had 3 capital cities? They are Cape Town, Bloemfontein, and Bridgend.
Really? 3 capital cities? And why?
This divided in 3 capitals is partially the result of political and cultural struggles because of the Victorian-era colonialism.
And did you know that the first heart transplant was done in South Africa? It was done on the city of Cape Town on the 3rd of December of the year 1967 by the Dr. Christian Barnard.
I know that. Also, did you know that in South Africa is the only place where 2 Nobel Prize winners live on the same street?
No, that sounds like a great coincidence. Who are they?
Like Nelson Mandela and Desmond Tutu, whose homes are in the same street called Soweto.
Also, did you know that English was first introduced to South Africa by soldiers?
I think I knew something about it. I think I knew that the Great Britain went to war in 1793 with France, trying to capture the sea route base.
Oh, it's amazing how many interesting historical facts are about South Africa.
And what about the flag? Did you know that red symbolizes blood, blue symbolizes the sky, and green symbolizes the land of South Africa?
No, I didn't know it. The only thing I knew was that the black color in the flag would represent black South African citizens. The color white stands for the white citizens, and yellow stands for its natural resources, such as gold.
So, did you know that South Africa has the most diverse wildlife wonderland, with almost 100,000 species?
Wow, that's amazing! Did you know that in South Africa they believe in souls after life, and when they die they go in consultation with family ancestors?
Oh, that's amazing!
This country is incredible. I hope you can visit South Africa someday. See you soon!
Goodbye, Yareli!
Hi Regina, did you know that Belize was first settled by the Mayas?
Really? I had no idea. That sounds interesting.
Yes, the country was first colonized by the British in the 1600s and eventually became the colony of British Honduras.
Oh, that's the reason why people in Belize speak English.
Exactly, that's the reason.
And did you know, Sebastian, that the Mayan deer dance is a tradition of Belize?
Let me see. I didn't know that.
Yes, this dance is performed by 24 dancers dressed in colorful costumes. The deer dance tells the story of a maiden being kidnapped by the jaguar, who is then pursued by the hunter.
Oh, that's interesting. And what about the dialects? Do people speak any dialect?
Well, the official language of Belize is English, although most Belizeans speak different dialects which are versions of English with other languages.
Oh, yes. Here it says that one of the dialects spoken in Belize is the Creole English. This dialect is a mixture of language including Spanish and African.
What I know is that different types of Spanish are also spoken in the country. The mestizos who arrived from Mexico and Guatemala speak a dialect of Spanish.
Wow, that sounds pretty interesting.
Certainly it is.
Well, okay, let's go.
Yeah, see you later.
Hello everybody, my group and I are going to share with you some important facts about the beautiful and breathtaking country of Scotland. Scotland is a country near the Atlantic Ocean. It is part of Occidental Europe and it is also part of the island of Great Britain. It's been inhabited since the year 6000 before Christ, when the glacier of which it was formed melted and the frontier of the age of the rock settled in there. That circulates in Scotland nowadays is the sterling pound. Its value is 27 pesos approximately. Scotland officially recognizes three languages: English, Scots, and Scottish Gaelic. Saint Andrew is recognized as one of the 12 apostles of Jesus Christ, and he himself is considered the patron saint of the Scottish country. Principal tourist attraction is the Edinburgh Castle. Here's my classmates Abby and Alex, who will give you your further information about the astonishing country of Scotland.
Hello, we are going to talk about dialects and language in Scotland.
The most spoken language is English, but they have four dialect groups. These are Insular Scots, Northern Scots, Orkney, and Southern Scots.
Insular Scots are settled in Norfolk or Shetland.
Northern Scots belong to Caithness, Easter Ross, Murray, Aberdeenshire, and Angus.
Central Scots are in the central lowlands and southwest of Scotland.
Southern Scots belong to the Scottish borders and Dumfriesshire.
Scottish people have special words that they only say in their country. Here are some examples of these words and their meaning.
A means yes, often replacing the letter in a day-to-day life in Scotland. Conversely, a right is used when we are expressing feelings or disbelief.
Another one is banter. It means trying conversation with reparting or keeps with cards. All in all, simply good chat.
Another word is blether. This means catching up, gossiping, and talking for extended periods of time. Would all fall under the umbrella of having a blether. Best done over a cup of tea or dram of whiskey.
We, which means little. For example, we child means little kid.
That would be all for our part. We hope you get new curious information and that you have a great time with us.
Hello everyone, Alexa and I are going to talk about traditions, and we start with the Highland dress. The Highland dress consists of a kilt and other pieces of clothing depending on the occasion. The Scottish kilt is usually worn with the kilt holes, like woolen socks, turned down at the knee, often with garden flashes and sporran, which is a type of pouch. And here are some interesting facts of the tartan and kilts. First is a type of knee-length, non-bifurcated short dress with pleats at the back. It's a fabric made up of horizontal and vertical stripes in different colors on a colored background. Third, it originated in the Highlands, and the first mention of tartan in Scotland was in 1538.
Regarding to the Highland Games, originated in the 14th century as a means of recruiting the best fighting men for the clan chiefs, and were popularized by Queen Victoria to encourage the traditional dress, music, games, and dance of the Highlands. Actually, various royals still attend the games at Bremer. And now I'm going to tell about the food. Haggis is Scotland's national dish. It's traditional served with the Born Supper on January 25th or thereabouts, when Scotland's national poet Robert Burns is commemorated. The most bizarre you can buy in some Scottish fish and chip shop are, besides fish and chip of course, deep-fried Mars bars. And now we continue with my classmates Susie and Anna.
Finally, my partner and I are going to tell you other languages and dialects.
English in Scotland. The type of English spoken in Scotland is more difficult to define than elsewhere in the UK. From the time of the Union of Parliaments in 1707, the official writing language of Scotland became allied with that of England.
Scottish Gaelic. As in Wales, an ethnic Celtic language exists alongside English. In this case, Scottish Gaelic, unlike the status of Welsh in Wales, Gaelic is not compulsory subject in vast majority of schools in Scotland, and there are very few Gaelic medium schools.
Blue boundaries. In practice, the distinction between those who speak Scots and those who speak standard Scottish English is rather blurred.
Scots dialect. There has been heated debate among linguists for many years as to whether Scots constitutes a dialect or distinct language in its own right. Whatever status language or dialect, large numbers of speakers will centrally claim to speak Scots, not English. Indeed, Scots boast a literary tradition dating back long before Robert born in 18th century and still thriving today, as demonstrated by contemporary authors such as Irving Welsh.
Hey, thank you so much for watching this video. It was pretty cool, right? If you liked it, don't forget to subscribe and give us a thumbs up. Let me know in the comments which was your favorite country, and I'll see you next time.